I believe in the final analysis that there will be a deal. I can't tell you the particulars. Right now, there's a Republican version and a Democratic version. They're not close together, and the clock's ticking. I think it's a real travesty of leadership that we're this far along and we're still on the brink.
What do you think this back and forth really is about? Is it political posturing, or is it really about economics?
Well, you've got on the Republican side, roughly 20% of the Congress are freshmen, and many of them ran that they would not increase taxes and they would not increase spending, and they were being elected to cut government spending. On the Democratic side, you've got the White House and the U.S. Senate, and they're very much protective of a number of those social programs that are big ticket items on the budget, and they don't want to deal with this raising the debt ceiling twice before the next election cycle. So they want a big package, and the Republicans are now talking about a smaller package that gets us through the end of this year.
You mentioned that each side had their own deal on the table. John Boehner has been encouraging his fellow Republicans to support what he calls a new measure, which is a short-term extension of spending cuts. Do you think that that is going to go through, that Democrats are going to agree to that, and that is a solution to the current impasse?
The Republicans' cut, cap, and balance proposal on the House side is the only thing that the Speaker knows that he can get his freshmen to ride with. On the Democratic side, Harry Reid, who runs the United States Senate majority, has basically said the package he's putting forward, which cuts $2.7 trillion out of the budget over the next several years, has no new revenue in it. And he also says, without releasing the details, that they're not touching the social spending. So I kind of have a hard time understanding where that math is going to come from. But I do believe before we hit the 11th hour, we will have a deal. The question is, what will be in it?
Analysts are saying that a lack of an agreement could lead America to financial ruin. Don't you think the politicians are taking a huge risk by this back and forth? And what do you think is at stake here finally?
I do, and what's at stake here is the reputation and credibility of the United States of America, and the dollar bills I have in my wallet right here, what they're worth. If we don't honor that promise, we're not on the gold standard anymore. As you mentioned earlier on your air, the gold is at a record price today as the markets are opening. That's saying that people are thinking that dollar's worth less gold than it was 24 hours ago, and the longer this plays out, the longer term damage could be done to our economy.